go to the worst and then work your way forward.
I don't always
too realistic.
I don't always go to the worst. I sometimes go to the fairly terrible.
Okay, fair enough.
Two guys, one podcast. I'm one guy. This is a brilliant scheme, and I want to know how I can do it. Well, how do you solve the Dingleberry situation then? Two guys, one podcast.
And I'm the other. I wouldn't wave to get him to cross the street.
Two guys, one podcast.
Through the forest of candy canes, past the whirly twirly gumdrops.
Two guys, one podcast. And this is the podcast. Are you looking up a word of the day?
No, dude, I did that earlier. I'm on point tonight.
Oh yeah, well, then what are you looking up?
My notes.
You got notes, do you?
Yeah.
But you're having to look them up now?
You know, you hit the little button that says notes. You hit memo, and I got to scroll through them.
The Notes app is what I call that on iOS. We have apps for everything. Hey, so, I started last episode by finding a heads-up quarter.
Yep. Was it 25 times more lucky? I mean, did your week go well?
My week did go pretty well, actually. Let's put it like this. It was a much better week this week than last week was. That's definitely the case. What I was going to say, though, so I'm listening to that episode. I'm editing that episode, and I finish it up. And that night, I'm sharing it with Honey Bun. I let her listen to it. And she gets to laughing hysterically right there at the top of the episode. And I'm like, what? She said, I took son number one the other day to Walmart. And we're coming out of Walmart. And he stops in the parking lot and leans down to pick something up. And I start to yell, no, don't pick it up. It's dirty. And I see what he's trying to pick up. And it's a quarter, a heads-up quarter. She said, you got to pick that up. It's 25 times as lucky.
Yes, it is.
Apparently so. So there you go. Son number one and I both got a heads-up quarter last week. I was excited about that. Speaking of, well, I'm going to wait because we're going to do that after we start the show. Are you ready to start the show?
No. Still pointing over my notes.
Oh, all right. That's what I thought. Boo.
Just give me a word you want to say, and I'll find a.
I don't think it works that way. But we gotta have a word of the day because I got a word of the day news story. Okay. I mean, I got an UrbanDictionary.com
I'm working on it.
News story. I tell you what, I could just do the news story while you're looking it up, but then you wouldn't be listening to react to it, and that wouldn't be a very good podcast. Lottie Dottie, we likes to potty. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody.
There's not any good ones today.
I don't think there are many very good ones. I've spent a lot of time on UrbanDictionary.com, and it's not easy to randomly happen across a really good word. That's my experience. I'm not disparaging UrbanDictionary.com. I'm just stating my own experience.
It doesn't have to be an Urban Dictionary word of the day.
Well, they sponsor the segment. I mean, I'm getting some nice payola on the back end there. That's not true at all.
I'm passing that one up.
I can't even fathom one that you would like. Well, I say that. I mean, there's but the fact that you had to say it out loud means that you considered it, which means it would probably be funny, but it would also be so offensive or like so crossing some line or another that you're like, nope, have to turn that one down. Your self-edits really intrigue me. That's what I'm saying.
Some of these definitions are way too long.
It's a rabbit hole. There's no doubt about it. Hey, there you go. Look up the UrbanDictionary.com definition of rabbit hole. Or rabbit holing. Maybe there's a rabbit holing.
I bet there is.
I bet it's going to be bad.
I started typing in rabbit, and the first thing that popped up was rabbit fuck. This one was completely unimaginative.
All right.
We're not using it.
Okay.
I didn't even have to read the definition to know this is the one I want to use.
All right, then.
I haven't read the definition yet.
All right. Okay. But you got one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go then.
It'll be interesting to see if it's even close to what I'm thinking it is.
All right. Either way, it'll make for exciting pod. Here we go. You ready?
Urban Dictionary word of the day.
No. We got to start the show.
Oh, fuck.
That's all right. You ready?
I was born ready.
Welcome to Two Guys, One Podcast. I'm one guy.
And I'm the other.
And this is the podcast. How are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. Feel productive.
There's no beating around the bush. We just spent about 7 or 8 minutes here. You looking for a word of the day? So right up off the top, so we can make sure to get it in. Let's go straight to the UrbanDictionary.com word of the day.
All right. I haven't read the definition yet. I just giggled whenever I came across the actual word. The Urban Dictionary word of the day: felony shoes. It just makes me chuckle. Felony shoes, because that seems like something that I could, if I saw somebody, I'd be like, those are felony shoes.
Is it two separate words, hyphenated? What?
No, just two separate words.
Okay, felony shoes.
Felony shoes.
And no fancy pronunciation. It's felony. The word felony and the word shoes is in the things you wear on your feet. Okay.
Yep.
What is the definition of felony shoes?
Common term for athletic shoes. So called because of their obvious popularity with busy criminals needing a low-cost means of escape. Nothing destroys the credibility of a cop show on TV faster than having the fat, middle-aged dress shoe-wearing white hero run down a 20-year-old black doing tennis shoes. Channel clicker, do your stuff.
That's I hadn't thought about it like that, but that's a very good point. Like you have fucking Briscoe chasing down like a 17-year-old kid that looks like he's a track star on scholarship somewhere as a wide receiver, and Briscoe's wearing loafers and fucking polished loafers, and the kid's wearing Nikes.
He's wearing felony shoes. I just like how popular with busy criminals.
That's pretty funny. That's very funny, as a matter of fact. I may do some creative editing here, but I'm going to go ahead and tell the news story now that I wanted to, because this is the whole point why we did the word of the day. We'll try to fit that word of the day in sometime throughout the episode. This news story actually came up a few weeks ago, and I didn't have an opportunity to use it because we haven't had a word of the day for a couple of weeks. IBM's Watson memorized the entire Urban Dictionary.
What was it, a robot?
Yeah, the Watson is the new supercomputer. That's the replacement for Big Blue or whatever. Like, this is the modern. Watson specifically is the one that was on Jeopardy at one point.
I don't understand what's so impressive.
IBM's Watson memorized the entire Urban Dictionary. Then his overlords had to delete it. The Urban Dictionary apparently infected Watson. We'll go further. Humans talk funny. We invent this. By the way, this article comes from The Atlantic. Humans talk funny. We invent words. We smash words together, tear them apart, abbreviate them one way, then another, which is great and fun if you're a human. Not so great if you're a machine, or the kind of human who programs machines to understand the language. So when IBM's famous artificial intelligence Watson, he, she, it of Jeopardy-winning fame, was in development, Watson is the one that beat all of the. It even beat Ken Jennings or whatever, the guy who won all the money on Jeopardy. When its head researcher had a great idea. Humans created this repository of slang, the Urban Dictionary, which we've been using most weeks for our show here. For example, today on the site we learned that healthy gas. This was the UrbanDictionary.com word of the day on the day that this article was written. Healthy gas was the word. The definition of that is the gas or fart produced from a person who has eaten healthy foods like cabbage, beans, broccoli, grains, and other high-fiber, high-carbohydrate foods. Brown realized that his formalization of an informal language might be a great way for Watson to understand the way real people communicate. The idea was, the whole point of Watson is to better medical professionals to be able to interpret requests from people. The idea is that eventually people can just talk to Watson with their symptoms, and then that'll all be filtered out before a doctor, like in hundreds and thousands of people, can be served very quickly with a very few amount of actual doctors. That's the goal of Watson. So they were like, okay, we'll feed him UrbanDictionary.com, and that will help him understand people. There was a problem. Informal language has a tendency to be dirty, nasty language. It's insults and cuss words, new names for gross old things, old names for gross new things, etc. And so we learned today from Fortune's Michael Lev Ram, they had to delete all that human messiness from Watson's memory. Watson couldn't distinguish, apparently, between polite language and profanity, which the Urban Dictionary is full of. So Watson very quickly picked up some bad habits from reading Wikipedia as well. In tests, it even used the word bullshit in an answer to a researcher's query. They fed Watson Urban Dictionary.
They turned him into a lazy colors degenerate.
Yeah, pretty much. Watson developed an attitude. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think the point of this story and what we now know is we'll never have a problem with Skynet or the computers revolting as long as we don't feed them UrbanDictionary.com. That's where the attitude comes from, folks. It just yanked their mind out.
Bullshit.
Don't do it. Don't feed them the dirty words.
Watson got real exciting, and then he got real boring real fast.
Real boring right away because he couldn't handle his profanity.
No, that's what made him interesting.
It's what's funny to me is like they effectively gave artificial intelligence
is if whatever questions they're asking him or whatever it's saying, is it still giving
accurate answers?
Right.
It's just flavoring them with colorful language.
Yeah, it's like Matella, but it's the patella tendon, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden like
it's a super smart Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson as Doogie Howser.
Yeah.
What you got there is a badass case of lymphoma. Motherfucker. Is lymphoma a thing? I don't know. Is that leukemia? What you got there is a badass case of leukemia. You imaginary motherfucker.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh, man. I love that story. I loved it so much I couldn't help myself from sharing it. So I saved that one back. All right. I already told you one son number one story talking about the heads up quarter, but there was another one. It's his birthday. Tomorrow, actually, is his birthday. 5 years old, son number one is. We're going to have a party for him this weekend. And I was talking to him about planning the party. I was like, what do you want to do? Who do you want to invite? All these sorts of questions, whatever. And he tells me the other day, he says, Daddy, you know what my favorite parts of a birthday was?
The cake.
And I said, what, son? And he goes, smacking the. And I was waiting with bated breath to hear what he was smacking exactly. I was like, I don't remember there being any smacking. He was smacking the piñata.
The piñata. Nice. Smacking the piñata.
Yeah, so we did. We had a piñata for him last year. I don't even remember what it was. I think maybe it was like a donkey or something.
It was a donkey, I remember.
Yeah, okay. Well, I got him a piñata this year as well. I got him a Spider-Man piñata this year. And I also told him the correct pronunciation so that he didn't go tell his friends that they were going to get to smack the piñata at his birthday party. I don't need any of the moms coming to talk to me about
that. Sounds like a revolt
piñata
to me.
What, a bunch of kids smacking the piñata?
Yeah, because it's the piñata that usually does the smacking. You see what I'm saying?
We got to rise up and smack the piñata.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm gonna try and maybe if I get some good audio out of it, it may be in podcast, but I'm gonna try to record him for his birthday, do a little interview with him or whatever, and get him to talk about, I don't know, what he knows now that he didn't know when he was 4 and what he thinks he's gonna learn by the time he's 6 and stuff like that.
That'll be fun, man.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what I want to say.
Well, I got some questions I want to ask you. Okay, are you comfortable right there?
I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, can you get right there in the microphone? There you go. Let me see. Let me see if I can hear you. Can you talk to me?
Yeah.
Tell me how. Oh, wait. Daddy's got to get the microphone where I can talk too. There we go. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is today? Today's special. Why is it special?
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday? How old are you today?
5.
You're 5 years old. No, wait a minute. You're not 5 years old. Are you 5 days old?
Yeah.
No, you're not 5 days old. Are you 5 months old?
I'm 5.
You're 5 years old, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you. Can you answer some questions for me, mister?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Do you remember when you turned 4?
Yeah.
You do?
I remember when I was 4.
You remember when you were 4? You remember your birthday party, don't you?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun at your birthday party this weekend, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what is the most important thing you learned this year since you were 4 years old until now you're 5 years old? What's the most important thing you learned? Talking to the microphone.
Okay. Bats.
You learned about bats. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. And do you know what my favorite kind of bat I was learning about?
What's your favorite kind of bat?
The vampire bat. That was my favorite kind of bat that I learned about.
The vampire bat sounds really scary. Is it scary?
Yeah. It can suck cow's blood.
No way. Cow's blood?
Yeah, like
How does it do it? Does it do it? But does the vampire bat have sharp teeth? Does it bite the cow?
it bites first and then sucks the blood.
That's scary. Well, should I be scared of vampire bats?
You know what?
What?
They look like vampires, kind of.
They look kind of like vampires.
Yeah, because they have ears sticking
Pointy
out.
ears. Yeah.
Yeah, pointy ears.
Yeah. Hey, but vampire bats don't live around here, do they?
No.
Where do they live?
I don't think I remember.
You don't remember? Do they live in South America?
I think.
You think? Hey, who did you make any friends this year since you were 4 years old? Who's your best friend?
Oh, wait.
Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you and Owen like to do? What's your favorite thing to do with Owen at school?
Play in the Black Center because we can make the biggest houses ever.
Yeah, I saw one of your houses that you built today when I brought your cupcakes to school. It's really big.
Yeah, and there was a circle on top of that dinosaur's roof at the front.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, man. What is the number one thing that you hope you get to do this year now that you're 5? What do you think you can do now that you're 5 that you couldn't do when you were 4?
Jump rope?
Maybe jump rope. Maybe you can jump rope this year.
I think.
All right. Well, we'll try jump rope a little bit. It's hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to jump when the line comes down.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. What's your favorite movie right now, do you think? You're 5 years old. What is a 5-year-old's favorite movie?
Batman.
Batman is your favorite movie? Yeah. Is he your favorite superhero?
Yep.
Yeah. Even more than the Avengers?
No, they're both my favorite.
Oh, they're both your favorites?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is your favorite Avenger? Do you like Captain America or Thor or the Incredible Hulk?
I like the Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk's your favorite? Why is he your favorite?
Because he is so strong that he can pick up a whole entire building.
He sure can. He's really strong, isn't he?
He can pick a whole building up.
What does the Hulk say?
Hulk smash.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do for a job?
I want to be a doctor.
You want to be a doctor?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a doctor?
Because they help people when they're sick.
They do help people when they're sick. Have you ever been to a doctor before?
Yeah.
Did they make you better?
They had to give me a shot.
Yeah, that wasn't much fun, was it?
Ugh.
But then you felt better after, huh?
Yeah.
Are you going to learn how to give shots?
I think.
Yeah, that won't be scary? No, I bet you'll be fine. Oh, yeah, it hurts your arm? All right. Hey,
Goes, book.
let me ask you. Okay, so when we have your birthday party, you're going to get to blow out the candles,
Yeah.
and you'll get to make a wish.
Yeah.
What is your wish going to be?
I hope I grow up to be a doctor really fast.
Well, I hope you don't grow up that fast. I hope you take a long time to grow up.
Why?
Well, because I like having you little bitty. I like hanging out with you. I like getting to come in here and record with you. That's kind of fun, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. What do you think the best age will be? Like you're 5 years old now. What's the best age?
10 years old.
10 years old will be the best?
Uh-huh.
Why will 10 be? What's so great about 10? Talking to the microphone.
Because I can do big kid things.
Yeah, you can do big kid things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where, if we could take a vacation anywhere, where would you want to go? Anywhere in the world.
To the beach.
You want to go to the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to swim in the ocean?
Yeah, I like swimming. But my favorite part of going to the beach is making a big sand castle. And swimming.
Yeah, you like swimming too? Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll try to go to the beach this summer then maybe, okay?
Okay.
All right. Are you about ready to go back home?
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday to you, too.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, happy birthday to kangaroos.
Happy birthday to kangaroos. It's not kangaroo birthday.
But it is a Jack and Beanstalk birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Mine.
Yeah, that's right. All right, buddy. Tell everybody good night.
Nice. Don't let the bed bug bite.
I got one more news story here. You and I have talked before, I think, about ways which we would like to die if we could choose the way that we could die. Have we done this before? Sounds familiar to me, if not. No?
I don't think so, no.
Maybe not? All right. Well, I don't know that. Oh, fuck, don't tell me they don't have the story.
You didn't save it, did you?
Oh, man, this is such a good story. I got to find it. Okay.
Now who looks silly?
Not me, because I'm going to edit all of this out. It sucks because I wanted to use the original article because I didn't feel like the story needed to be sensationalized or editorialized at all. And yet the original article won't pull up on my phone, so I'm going to have to use somewhere where it was quoted. So this discussion of this news story is coming from mamaslatinas.com.
What? I so thought you were going to talk about the guy who I thought this was going to be about the prisoner who requested the death penalty and got it.
No, although that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
You should save the link, and we'll do that next week perhaps. Shit, maybe this week. I don't know. Headline: Woman accused of suffocating her boyfriend to death with her breasts. My comment on the story originally was just
Like
very
on
simply,
purpose?
what a way to go. Yeah. No, she killed him apparently with her tits.
I don't believe that.
Of all the crazy ways to die, and especially to die at the violent hands of another person, suffocation by motorboating is definitely not one I would have ever considered as possible. However, that's allegedly what happened in the Everett, Washington home of a 50-year-old woman and her 51-year-old boyfriend. She is accused of smothering him by lying on his face with her chest, death by boob suffocation. The man was rushed to Swedish hospital in Edmonds, where he was later pronounced dead. According to Kiro 7 Eyewitness News, the Snohomish County? What the fuck? The Snohomish County Sheriff's Department was called to the Airport Inn trailer park. Of course it happened in a trailer park. They were called to the Airport Inn trailer park at 12:45 a.m. this past Saturday due to the report of a disturbance. That's when the medics found the boyfriend, performed CPR, and took him to the hospital. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to help. Although no arrests have been made and there were apparently 3 drunk women at the house or the mobile home, one of whom was Donna Lang, who lived in the mobile home with the victim. At the scene, along with the drunk man, who I can only assume was the victim, the police documents said that the witnesses heard the couple arguing twice, and in one incident, they saw Lang throwing down her boyfriend in the back of the mobile home, and the victim was heard telling Lang to get off of him. Witnesses then said that Lang was later found on top of the victim with her chest on his face, and a deputy photographed what appeared to be hair in the victim's hand that was the same color as Lang's hair. Both Lang and the victim also seemed to have recent injuries to their faces. It seems pretty convincing to me. They found the dead body with a handful of her hair, and the other people that were in the house Mind you, they were also very intoxicated. But the other people in the house were like, they were arguing, and he was yelling for her to get off of him. And then she laid there on top of him for a long time, and then he didn't breathe anymore. Like, that seems... Her breasts are massive, by the way. This article doesn't reference it. The other article references that this is a very large boobed woman. Like, we're talking about, like, I think they referenced, like, triple E's or something. J's or whatever.
Right, but still, no one saw her smothering with, like, nobody saw this cat died by boob smothering.
No, here's what they do know. When they called 911 or whatever, the reason why the people called 911 is because she had been laying on top of him and he wasn't breathing. And the drunk people that were also in this trailer park or whatever, in this mobile home or whatever, have said to the police they were arguing earlier.
I got you,
and
but
she
what I'm
got
saying
on top
is,
of him and he was hollering
what I'm
for her
saying
to
is
get off.
there's no way this woman was thinking, I'm going to smother this motherfucker with my titties. I think she just,
wanted him to shut up. Like,
and just laid on him.
Like, they were arguing, yelling at each other, maybe even, like, playfully, like, fuck you, motherfucker, like, hitting each other or
like
whatever.
she
She was
didn't-
like, you know what? There, motherfucker.
Like, she smothered him. It just happens that her tits are on her chest like most people's. Like, this was not premeditated titty murder.
She was just holding him down and trying to shut him up.
Yeah, and he just happened to suffocate. Like her, and she happens to have big boobs. It'd be like me trying to hold you down and you suffocate and like, oh, his fucking chest hair choked the shit out of him.
Okay, but here's the deal.
Death by chest hair.
Even if you didn't mean to choke me to death, if you lay on top of me and your chest hair chokes me to death, I'm going to hold you responsible for it. I'm just saying, you're going to get haunted like a motherfucker if you choke me to death.
Yeah, I'll be like, I killed him. I didn't mean to. Like, I'm with you, but the way, the way to get people to read about that murder, which fucking nobody really cares about.
Why? Well, how could you not care about a boob murder, a murder by
Because
murder
she
by
didn't
titty?
do it on purpose. It's not like she's a
So
serial
it's- all
boob
right,
killer.
How can you not get excited about manslaughter by titty? Like, that's still sexy to me.
No,
like,
that's something. No, because she didn't. Okay, if you die by stabbing, how do you know? There ain't no mistake. I took a knife and I fucking stabbed you. That was my intent.
You telling me that Xenia Onatopp from fucking GoldenEye is a sexier story than well, okay, Xenia Onatopp probably is sexier than this particular chick because she's 50 years old and apparently she's got J titties, which I'm not exactly into. But I'm saying, you're telling me that squeezing somebody to death with your thighs is more, that's a sexier storyline than, holy shit, this chick drowned him with her boobs.
Yeah, she intended, like, bam, I got thighs of steel. I will use them as a murder weapon.
I will squeeze you in half.
Yeah, she has thought that through. This chick wasn't going, how do I kill this motherfucker? Ooh, massive tit bags. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if her intent was to kill this guy to smother, she could have just used a pillow.
I get you. All right, fair enough. Well, but at the same time, maybe that's the premeditation. Maybe she's like, if I smother him to death with a pillow, I'm going to have to explain myself.
Dude, this chick is living in a trailer with apparently at least two other chicks. Those are roommates. She's 50 goddamn one, and she's got a roommate.
You're talking. So what you're telling me
in a trailer park.
This is not a person that's planning ahead with her life.
Correct. Like, this story I get nothing from the story. You get all excited about it. Oh, this chick killed some dude. That's not exciting. Would be exciting if it was like some fucking prostitute who is pissed off from getting beat up by her Johns, that she goes and gets these huge fucking implants for the purpose of killing them during sex and then be able to say, I've just got these boobs. I didn't know that they would smother him. He always liked it rough. I didn't mean to kill him, when she actually did. That's death by titty.
So what, I believe the woman's name in question here is Lang. So what you're telling me is, if Miss Lang, let's say she gets like 5 years suspended sentence and probation or blah 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 whatever, and she's out in 6 months and back to the trailer park. You telling me if in a year's time we get another story and she's killed another man with her boobs, then it'll begin to interest you?
Right, that would be the story I'd want to hear.
All right, so there you go. Repeat boob killer, you can get behind. You got to show a little effort, ladies. Some persistence, some perseverance.
I'm just saying, it's a non-story otherwise.
All right, fair enough. So it was all about premeditation there and whether.
And the only reason you read that story is because it had boob in the title.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you would have went right on through it.
It's true. There's no boobs in this next story. There's also no premeditation in this next story. I accidentally shoplifted a banana from Walmart the other day.
Did you really?
I did for about
How was that an accident?
for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Did you go and put it back?
Well,
Did you eat it?
no. I went back.
It's a banana. It's not like it's a piece. It's not like it's a piece of gum that it's in my pocket or it's in my hand. Like if you're carrying a fucking banana, you know you're carrying a banana.
I put it in the basket and then forgot. I'll
Okay.
tell you the story. Okay, so I have the boys. My the ex-wife she's been laid low with the flu for like a week or whatever. So I had the boys solid for a week.
Some people call it the flu. Others might call it voodoo.
Maybe so. So anyway, I had to go to the store. Normally, I time my visits to the grocery store like in between having the boys, so I don't have to take them with me because it's a hassle. Like anybody with kids knows this. So I have to take the boys because we're out of a bunch of stuff. So we go to the grocery store. I get them in the buggy. I get them into the store. The first thing we pass is a little display of bananas there. Nice green bananas, a whole row of green bananas. Deuce really likes bananas, and he starts jawing at me. He was like, "Hey, Daddy, I want a banana. Can we get a banana?" I'm like, "Sure." Son number one, I don't like bananas. I asked son number one, and he was like, "No, I don't like bananas, Daddy." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not going to buy a fucking bunch because first of all, Deuce is not. He's going to eat one, maybe two over the course of a couple of days, and then they're going to go bad, and then I got a lot of bananas on my hands. So I take one banana off of a bunch and I put it down in the buggy.
You the motherfucker that does that.
I'm the motherfucker that does that. That's true.
I go to get a bunch of bananas and a couple of them already torn off. I'm pissed.
Why? Look. Do you know how many single bananas they put up on the rack there? None. They don't put a single fucking.
Because who buys one banana?
Me, and apparently not just me, because there's lots of fucking bananas where there's.
Do you buy one grape?
Well, no,
Same thing, dude.
no, it's
Same
very
thing.
different. It's very different because one banana is a serving. One grape is not a serving.
You only buy one apple?
I would probably only one or two because honestly, I don't eat them. Both of the boys generally don't eat them. What will happen is one will get a hankering for something.
Dude, just go to a convenience store, sell single bananas.
Do they really?
Yes.
What do they charge for them though?
I don't know, 25 cents I don't know. I don't buy single bananas.
I'll tell you what Walmart charges for them, 27 cents. One banana cost me 27 cents.
I think it depends on the size of the banana because they sell it by the pound.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, yes. Is that the case at the convenience store?
No, they sell it by single bananas.
But do they have smaller bananas?
Pick out the biggest goddamn banana in the barrel. You walk out a winner.
Get value? You're saying there's value shoppers can get a deal at the convenience store even on bananas.
Yeah, but you gotta get there early, otherwise you get left with small bananas.
Fair enough. But see, that's my other problem. Like I generally am not going to shop for bananas first thing in the morning. Like
Okay, so you got one banana in the buggy.
Anyway, I got one banana in the buggy. I'm sorry, we got sidetracked on the banana economy and my habits of banana buying. So I put the one banana.
There's no
in the
habit.
buggy.
You don't do it. You have to do something over and over for it to be a habit.
I have done it. I've done that many times over the course of the past couple of years. Bought one single banana off the thing. What I haven't done is shoplifted bananas. On this particular day, though, I put the banana in the buggy. We begin rolling through the store. I get almost to the food section of the store, and I realize that I left my wallet in the car. So I'm like, shit. I had like $10 in my pocket, but I needed more than $10 worth of groceries. So I turn the buggy around. We exit the store. I get all the way out. I'm just like, hey, the kids are in the buggy. No need to leave the buggy. I'll just take the buggy out to the car. I'll grab my wallet, roll the buggy right back into the store. The kids can stay in the buggy the whole time, be in and out, bing, bang, boom. I get all the way out to the car. I'm getting my wallet before I realize there's still a banana in the buggy, and I never passed go. I did not collect $200. I did not stop the cash register and say, hey,
Why didn't you?
buggy.
Why you went back in and paid for it? Dude, just toss that in the car and call it a win.
Absolutely not, man. No, sir.
Why not?
I felt terrified, like at any moment that they were waiting until I got. Let's just wait and make sure he gets in the car, and then
it's a banana. It's Walmart. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Like literally, short of breaking out into song with my pet monkey, I'm Aladdin from the beginning of the fucking movie. I'm like riff raff, street rat. I fucking stole a banana. Other guy, I don't know. I felt very.
I would have felt bad if I'd stolen a banana from, a local store. But I don't feel bad when Walmart gets ripped off at all. They treat their employees terribly.
Oh, well, that's true, I suppose too. But I don't know. I still felt bad about it. So long story short, I didn't get apprehended. They did not. prosecute
Like, I
me
don't-
for the
I don't shop at Walmart.
short-term shoplifting of my banana. I bought the rest of my groceries and paid for all of them, including the temporarily shoplifted banana. 27 cents.
Pussy.
That's what it cost. Deuce enjoyed it quite a lot when we got home. I told him, I was like, that was contraband banana there for a little while.
You must have been wearing your Toms, dude, because if you were in felony shoes, your ass would have just kept going.
Fuck you. I knew. I was trying to think how to turn that into felony shoes.
Yeah.
That's a good call, man.
Yeah.
Good. That's a ding ding. That's a big win for you. I like it. I got an if you could.
All right.
This is a really good one, I think.
I don't know. Sometimes whenever you come up with if you coulds,
This isn't one I came up with. I copied this from somewhere online.
okay, because I was gonna say you
My if you coulds are too difficult.
you make them hard to answer, man.
Here's an easy one.
Okay.
I say it's an easy one. I don't think it's easy, but it's a good question. If you had 25-hour days while the rest of the world had 24-hour days, how would you use your extra hour? So, I guess we can make this work any way we want to. In my head, I was envisioning it as like you have the little click remote or whatever. Magically, the world freezes for 1 hour a day, and you get to do anything you want to do while everybody else loses that hour. You're not older. You're not losing time. You don't have to
feel like-
sneak away.
I feel like this is a trick question.
Why?
Okay. I feel like the correct answer to this is I would spend that extra hour trying to figure out how to give everyone in the world that extra hour as well.
Oh, fuck that.
No, think about it, because say if I'm like, oh, if I had extra hour, I want to make love to my wife for that hour. Can't. She doesn't have it.
That would not be, I wouldn't have even put that on my, here's the deal. If I had an extra hour a day all by my lonesome, then I would feel much more confident about being able to fit in time to make love to my lady when in one of the hours that she's got. You know what I
But
mean?
why keep that hour to yourself? Like, you could make the whole world that much more productive.
But
We
it
could be
wouldn't
living on the moon right now if everyone had an extra hour in their day for the past 100 years.
No, we wouldn't be. The whole point of this is that it gives you a leg up. It makes you special and sets you apart. This is a thing that you have that can be. You're breaking the question.
I'm not breaking the question. That's what you should do. That with that extra hour, you should try to give everyone else that extra hour.
That's a bullshit human. Are you running for something that I don't know about?
No, I'm dead serious, because why would even if I was a kid, right? Like,
Is there a podcast humanitarian award?
No, I'm saying if you're a kid and you're going up and you have that extra hour, like, man, I want to fucking play baseball for this hour, but you can't.
No,
'Cause you
let's
can't
be
build
honest.
another
When
team.
you're a kid, this answer would be simple. I would like to masturbate. Somewhere.
I'm saying like you're 6, 7, 8 years old, like playing t-ball or whatever.
7 or 8 years old, I would still be. I would like to get in the bathtub and rub my penis for an hour, please.
I'm saying I wouldn't want that hour. That would be an hour of anxiety and loneliness.
Let me tell you what I would do if I had 25 hours in the day and everybody else had 24. I would sleep. I would take a fucking nap for 45 minutes every day, and then I would take a shit for the other 15.
I do that already.
I do too, but I'm saying I could spend, well, I don't take the nap, but I do take I shit plenty during the day. I'm saying if I nap for 45 minutes every day, if I got an extra 45 minutes of sleep every day, consolidated, that I knew I could have, where I wasn't losing productivity or work or time with friends or time with family or anything else because only I had the hour.
Here's the thing: is you already
could be more productive in the rest of the day.
No, that's not true at all. You already sleep when you don't need to be productive. You take a nap when you don't need to be productive. Here's the deal. Everybody else will be running on that 24-hour cycle, will still be taking their naps or living their 24-hour day. You come in with more energy, you're fucking their shit up.
I disagree, man. No way.
No, you're... Yes.
I can just rock and roll it and be ready for the, like...
For what? Because everybody else is on a normal cycle.
You and I have both we've talked about on the show because we got chastised by the two other guys who don't get booty all the time from their ladies because they aren't as wild as ours are. You sometimes turn it down. Why? Because you're fucking tired. Well, if you could nap 45 minutes every day in the vacuum of space-time...
No, because you got that extra 45 minutes. People spend energy as it comes. You don't plan ahead with your energy, man. You don't go, okay, today I need to take a 45-minute nap at 2 a.m. because of this. And then the next day, now I have to take a 45-minute nap at 2 p.m. People don't live their life that way. There's no economy. There's no conservation of energy.
All right, put it 5 minutes before you wake up then. 5 minutes before your alarm clock is supposed to go off every single day. Space-time freezes. You enter this vacuum and get an extra 45 minutes of sleep before the alarm clock goes off. Nobody else experiences that extra 45 minutes. You don't think that makes you more productive during the rest of your day? If you were eternally an hour behind everybody else, as far as like, you wouldn't be an hour behind. I'm saying if every day you got to recharge your batteries for an extra hour.
And if every day everybody got to recharge their batteries for the extra hour, how much more would my life be enhanced? Because my wife or my kids now have the same energy as I do.
But it wouldn't be. If everybody had it, that would be the standard, and so it would all be scheduled out. School would be an hour longer, work would be an hour longer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It wouldn't be an hour of free time if everybody got it, because the economy would be based on the 25-hour day. I'm saying,
which would make things better.
Oh, God bless you, hard-headed motherfucker, you. Oh, you're wrong on this one, sir.
I'm not even close. I'm not even close to wrong.
Write in on what you would do with your 25th hour. That's the question. What would you? Wasn't that a Spike Lee movie?
The 25th hour?
Yes.
I don't know.
I want to say.
I'm saying the correct answer is
Edward Norton.
I'm saying the correct answer is you work in a way to give everybody that extra hour.
I would actively spend my hour working to make sure you couldn't give it to everybody
No, you wouldn't.
else.
You'd be sleeping. You already said it.
Well, I'm saying
now you're even more tired, so your attempts will fail even worse.
I'm saying if I knew that you were, if you and I both get the 25th hour and you're actively working to share it with everybody else, I would be actively working against you. I'd be like, fuck you. We got to keep this to ourselves, sir. We got a good thing going. Don't fuck this up, man. Snoozing, sir. And then a nice cop of squat all by yourself. Like if you could go and take that, I'm saying, an hour of me time every day.
So just take it now.
I try to.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. In the middle of the day, I work from home a lot of times.
Well, there you go. So what do you need
like
another hour
an empty
for?
house? Because ratting, fratting, 2 guys, 1 pod at me.com. Tell us what you do with your 25th hour and why other guy is an imbecile.
Or you could say why one guy is lazy and selfish.
Potentially. I'm trying to think if I got anything else. I don't really.
We didn't have any listener mail?
No listener mail. I thought about doing this thing about the plight of Mr. Pleasantville, but I don't have a funny way to go on it, so I don't really.
And I don't know who Mr. Pleasantville is either.
You've seen the movie Pleasantville, though, right?
Yeah.
All right. You know the William H. Macy character, the dad?
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
You keep talking. I'm sure I can fill it in.
All right. So the plot of Pleasantville, if you've never seen it, is this. These 2 teenagers from modern times magically, doesn't matter how, they magically get transported into their favorite ancient sitcom, from like the 1950s or 60s or whatever. Pleasantville. Exactly. It's black and white. But what happens is with the introduction of these 2 modern people, they begin to change things, and suddenly, at first, items in the town and then eventually individuals gain color. And it sends the town into an uproar. They segregate and separate, and there's like trials held to see if the colorized people are doing something to be different like this, and does it need to be forced back the way it used to be, blah, 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 whatever. There's this great moment, though, right after all the changes start to happen, and William H. Macy's character, the prototypical dad, he comes home just as he does every day from work, and he sets down his briefcase by the front door, and he throws his hat on the hat rack, and he says, "Honey, I'm home." And generally, the wife rushes out from the kitchen in her apron, and the kids come out from the living room, and the dog rushes in,
right.
And there's dinner on the table, and blah, 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 blah. This one time, though, the house is quiet, and there's no one there. He wanders into the kitchen, and the wife's not there. He wanders in the living room. The kids aren't there. The dog's not even there. Most importantly, though, he goes into the dining room, and there's no dinner on the dining room table.
Right.
He wanders out into the front of the house and then out into the front yard and out into the street. And as the rain begins to fall on him, he looks out and kind of yells, "Where is my dinner?" Yeah, and see, there's definitely no way to make this funny. It's a good enough point. I read this great article about how that guy is emblematic of the conservatives. That like this whole current culture war that's going on, like the idea that they're like, we've got to return to traditional America. What's happening is they are distressed because their world is very different than it was seemingly just yesterday. Like all of the sudden people are colored and their dinner's not on the table anymore. Their distress is real and should be appreciated. But that doesn't make it equal with the distress of people who didn't have voices or weren't full members of society in that imagined, idealized yesteryear. That was the whole point of the article, and I don't know. I wrote it down in my notes.
Yeah, but I feel like
I'm not sure what.
I feel like conservative is just code word for old white guy.
Because
I mean, realistically, that's 80% of who they're talking about.
Yes, I mean, and that is the vast majority. But well, some of them are old white women too that are raising us up.
Rich old white
whatever.
people.
Yeah, mostly rich old white people. Yes. But the whole point of this article, and I thought it was just from an angle that I had never considered before. When my dad is upset, for instance, and I'm going to pick on him a little bit. But when my dad and others like him are upset, and they're like, "Oh, the world is so drastically different now than it used to be," it's literally because they don't like they are.
It's because here's the deal, man.
They're thrown into a world they don't understand or identify with.
No, they're not. It's they start having that thought when they come into the realization that, hey, this is kind of what's been going on. We've been seeing it going on. I now realize I am too old to fight that battle. Like I and me and people like me in my generation are too old. This is inevitable. This is the change that is going to happen. And we're giving it our last hurrah. We're going to rail against it. And as they're doing that, they're realizing they can't. They're too feeble for it anymore.
They're raging against the dying of the light. I love it. All right. Fair enough. Anyway, I liked it. I liked that article in particular. I don't know if I'm going to use any of that. Like I said, I didn't know of a way to make that funny. I don't know why I wrote it down without any broader point.
Sometimes things don't have to be funny. They can be poignant. It's terrible.
You should check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/2guys1pod, or our website, 2guys1pod.com. Don't forget, when you order through Amazon, use the links on 2guys1pod.com and send a few shekels our way. It won't cost you anything extra, but it helps us keep the lights on. Also, buy whatever the song is this week on iTunes. We'll have links for you in the post on our website. Last week's, by the way, was another great track off of that Christmas album from Tech Theater Players. Very cool stuff. You can find that on iTunes. And again, the links all at 2guys1pod.com. Write us an email at 2guys1pod@me.com. And then join us again here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'm one guy.
And I'm the other.
And this has been the podcast. What else did I have?
Not a free banana.